Here's a picture of Sanji, brothers and sisters. Remember to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook if you'd like to see more, as I use those three sites to debut my art first on.
One Piece, Chapter 59, Sanji's Debt.
Well, hello, my brothers and sisters of the Nerd Nation. I, as expected, am Jim, here to bring you another review on the just cleverly woven and fantastic tale of One Piece. Our last couple of chapters were primarily flashbacks showing us the history between Sanji and Red Leg Zeff, how they met, and really kind of gave you a background as to, why they sort of have a love-hate relationship, or hate, whatever. And at the end of it, at the end of the last chapter, Sanji came out of, his flashback, and basically everybody was kind of like collectively holding their breath with a newfound respect for Sanji, and of course the respect that he has for Redleg, despite their never seeing eye to eye and fighting. So as we dive into the next chapter, it starts out, and and Sanji basically says, I owe you everything. And Redleg still got the the gun, the double barrel to the back of his head. Of course, he's been held by gunpoint now for a few chapters, and by Gin. And he says, yeah, don't worry, I never asked you for anything. You don't owe me anything for that. And Sanji says, no, listen, if you hadn't eaten your leg, busted off your leg and ate it to save me, these idiots would have never taken the ship. These pirates would have never, grabbed hold of the ship, because obviously he would have been stronger, faster. He's more of a badass, feared pirate. Maybe he'd still be a pirate. Maybe he wouldn't even be on the ship. So ultimately, wind up kind of getting into the next pages over there, and we see, that this loyalty does run real deep, and even a lot of the different cooks are like, oh, really? That's why they have respect for each other. That's why Sanji loves this place so much, because he made a promise, he made an oath, and he feels like he owes everything to Redleg for what he did for him. So, as I said, I think it's really, really good, just and kind of touching how the whole backstory comes together and plays itself together. So Sanji stands back up, and Pearl, to face him again, and of course he can't win. And Pearl even says, "Why do you stand back up? You can't possibly win. This is a winner take all, and the strong triumph, and the losers get nothing." And he says, "Right." He looks to Don Krieg, and Don Krieg says, "Yes, that's true." And then he says, "Gin, like how about you?" And then he goes, "Oh, I don't even need to know your answer. You're the king. You're the admiral of ruthlessness." So I don't know, what's exactly going on with that, but I think there's a little more than meets the eye to Gin, and in his pretending to just sort of be this lowly pirate. That's my thought anyway as we go through the chapter over here. So, and I guess we'll see. But basically Sanji says, he says, I stand up because even if I have to give my life, he'll be able to have this restaurant. This restaurant will stand for just 1 minute longer, 1 moment longer. So Pearl starts going crazy and going, "Take fire, Pearl," and starts stomping his crap into him, pushing the pearls into himself to light him up, with his shields. Anyway, and then he starts, kind of going crazy again. And even Krieg's like, "Listen, calm down there, Pearl. Getting crazy like this, you're going to burn down the whole goddamn ship. It's not going to do us any good. A burnt ship is going to be no good for us, right?" So, and Pearl is just kind of, coming at everybody with the, with the wall of fire, and he's going to nail Sanji again. Luffy has been watching the whole time, and he's tired of this shit. And quite frankly, I was at this point too. I know there was a couple of chapters of flashback development stuff, but I was honestly getting tired of, this Gin having a gun to the back of Zeff's head and nobody being able to do anything. It's like the longest hostage situation ever. In movies, this shit goes by in like the blink of an eye, But this seems like forever, because I've been real busy this weekend, back and forth to the Comic-Con, and then of course trying to record reviews, so I haven't been able to just pound out like 10 chapters and just go, oh, hey, this is what happened. So I've been waiting for this to, the things to kind of escalate. So finally Luffy goes, and he just jumps up in the air, man, and he's like, "Gomu, Gomu!" And he's battle axe, right? He comes down like a ton of frickin' bricks, man, and he just destroys the whole fin. The deck that raised up, the battle deck that's actually attached to, the restaurant, to the Baratie. And he just shatters this thing, right? And I mean, and guys are falling into the water and everything else. And like I said, he's done. He's absolutely done with it. So we wind up getting, right after that, we wind up getting an order from, getting shouted out from Don Krieg, hey, Gin, kill the old man, and Gin's like, what? And, he says, and then Luffy goes, hold on a second, I didn't hit any of you guys, I just destroyed the deck. And it's like, and then Sanji's like, what the hell are you doing, Luffy, right? So Luffy goes and gets into this exchange with Sanji, and he says, listen, he says, I'm gonna sink the whole ship. And Sanji's like, what, are you fucking nuts? That's what he's here for, right? That's what he wants to give his life for. So he's trying to explain that to Luffy, and Luffy's like, wake up, dude, okay? Red Leg didn't go and save you all those years ago so you could go and die for a ship now. That's stupid, right? It's absolutely stupid. He'd want you to live. He preserved your life for a reason. Don't just throw it away. So they're like they're nose to nose. They're pretty pissed off about this. And like I said again, and then Luffy even says, he's like, I didn't hit any of your pirates, any of your guys. So he's trying to like tell Don Krieg it's not an act of war directly on him, but he's going to take down the ship, So as the chapter progresses and unfolds, then we get another, in a couple panels later, we get Don Krieg again saying, yeah, kill the old man, just kill him, put him out of his misery, because that's the hostage that's held everybody, obviously at gunpoint. Nobody's been able to move or do anything. So we go and see a really cool panel where we just sort of see the gun go and flip out of Gin's hand and then hit the deck, and even Zeff's kind of like, what the hell, and everybody, even, Pearl's, what the hell? And in one fell swoop and move, Gin just goes and pulls out these cool looking like batons with balls on the end of them, these, and I can only assume they're like the iron or steel or something like that. And he just goes and jacks up Invincible Pearl, right? And I kind of like it that this guy is getting bitch slapped from one end of the ship to the other, because he started out this battle 61-0, right? And this guy has seriously got beaten like a drum. You know what I mean? Every other chapter, the only time he really had an advantage was when there was a gun to the back of Zeff's head and he had free reign to go and jump on and smash Sanji with his stupid ass attacks and his symbol crap that he did and everything else. But honestly, I think he looks like a fucking moron, and I think he is a fucking moron, and I'm glad that he's getting beat around now. So just my personal opinion and take on that, that particular character. All right, I'm better now. Sorry I got carried away over there. So Gin winds up, like I said, he just kind of runs through them, and these things are cool. They look like nightstick batons with these, metal balls on the end of them, and when he goes through and just kind of runs right through Pearl, he goes and he shatters his invincible shield, right? So, just basically screws his namesake, Invincible Pearl, and even everybody else is like, oh my god, he just shattered his cannonball-proof shield, right? So now we know that there was more than meets the eye about Gin. He's some kind of mysterious badass that we were not prepared for. We just thought he was some kind of half-assed pirate, that just happened to be part of Don Krieg's crew. But he's more than that, which we find out very, very shortly after as the chapter starts wrapping up. Because then we kind of get like Don Krieg is like, what the hell? Why would you betray me, Gin? And Gin's like, I'm sorry, Don Krieg, but you know what? We both owe Sanji our lives, right? Because if you remember, he fed and gave water to Gin, and then Gin brought back Don Krieg, and Don Krieg was at the brink of death, and he, and whether it was an act or not, obviously it wasn't. He brought him back from the depths, and so he says, but he goes, we both owe him our lives. So it'll be by my hand that he dies. So he basically says, you know what, we're not going to do this nonsense where I'm holding hostages and I'm watching this guy throw away his life. I'll take his life, but I'll do it in a more honorable, direct way. You know what I mean? He saved my life, now I'll take his. And it's kind of funny because then you go and you see like Sanji and Luffy, and Luffy's like, oh yeah, my plan worked. It says real small underneath it, something about, lure him out plan or something like that. And Sanji's like, you idiot, that was not your plan at all. You had no idea. You were going to destroy the ship, right? So then in the last panel, it shows Don Krieg, and he's just like, he says, as a matter of fact, I put it right here, but he basically goes and he's just like, have you lost your mind, Gin? And then I liked this. He's like, battle commander of the pirate armada, all in bold capital letters. So I thought, oh, okay, son of a bitch, man. So this guy goes and the whole time he's been playing it off like he's nothing. Even during the whole fight and everything and leading up to the fight, just kind of pretending like, I don't know what's going on. He's the battle commander of the pirate armada, okay? So that's basically, he's the head honcho that when it comes to like, hurting people, putting a hurt on people, attacking others, taking over villages, ships, killing, raping, pillaging. He's the guy who does it. He's the guy who probably interrogates the people, you know what I mean? He's the guy. So the general of destruction. So we wind up kind of seeing that now, and that Gin has certainly played us all for fools. So All in all, though, I thought it was a fun chapter. It was nice to finally come out of the flashback, to finally get the gun out from behind the back of Zeff's head over there, because that shit really was getting old. And then, of course, too, to see a new, just destructive, crazy move with the battle axe from Luffy. And we know things are heating up, and there's going to be some real good, crazy blood sport-like action going on, hopefully over the next few chapters and into the end of the volume. So let me know what you think, brothers and sisters, in the comments down below. Feel free to hit the thumbs up, the like button, if you think I deserve it. And, of course, subscribe if you haven't done so already. We will catch you in the next one, Nation.
As always, thank you for watching, brothers and sisters. Be sure to subscribe and take a look at some of my other videos. Thanks. See you next time, Nation.